This is how I fill out my offers by casually hanging out and having fun on social media. This video is brought to you by Thrive Together. It's a free community where I teach these lessons live, personally, on my Discord server, and I give my personal time to answer all your questions at the end of it. If you want to join in and get personal time with me and my community of experts and coaches, click the link in the description below to apply for membership. The way I do this is by a process I call sowing and tilling. Sowing and tilling is something that you may or may not realize you are doing already. Most people just do it unconsciously, and they're doing it in a way that is random. They're doing it in a way that is not producing them any form of results whatsoever. But when you are using sowing and tilling and you're using social media right, when you're able to channel your focus and attention to just doing it in a certain way, not only will you be having fun, you will also be able to connect with people, build relationships with people, and more importantly, get clients from social media. The act of tilling refers to the idea of tilling the soil. If you are a farmer or a gardener, if you want to grow and nurture a plant, you're going to need to plant a seed. But before you plant a seed, you are going to need to till the soil, because the soil is hard unless you first rake it, unless you first loosen the soil. So tilling refers to the idea of tilling the soil. And the way this shows up in social media or on any form of public platform is the idea of eliciting insights about the market. You are asking questions, you are putting things out there and seeing how people respond, and you are also loosening people's belief system, loosening the ground, preparing the ground so that you can actually plant the seeds, plant the ideas to step into your offer. Now, sowing simply means planting the seed, and there is three things over here. First thing is that you want to polarize the audience, creating contents that separates out the people who are suitable to work with you and the people who are not suitable to work with you. And you are also changing mindsets. There is a certain way that people are looking at the world, looking at themselves, looking at their actions that is not serving them. This is the reason why they are still here. This is the reason why they are still stuck. Now, in order for you to help them, you must first help them change their mindset about whatever it is that is getting them stuck in the first place. Otherwise, no matter how many strategies you give them or whatever it is that you teach them, they are not going to apply. And finally, sowing also means an invitation to step into your offers, step into your community, step into your circles, step up, step closer to you, approach you, because as we all know, I'm all about get clients without selling. I'm all about attraction marketing. I don't like outreaches. So here's the truth that I'm operating from. Wherever your clients are right now, wherever they are at right now, mentally speaking and environmentally speaking, I'm not referring to their location. I'm not referring to their geological location. I'm referring to where they're at right now in terms of their situations. They are there because they have been producing certain kind of behavior. Whatever outcome that they're experiencing, whatever reality that they're living in, the reality was created by certain behaviors. Now, I want to put aside all kinds of ideas about environments, about politics, about genetics, about all of those things. It really doesn't matter. The mass majority of the results that we are experiencing came from our choices in the past. As an example, when it comes to fitness, there is a small percentage of people, very small percentage of people are actually born overweight. I can't say for sure how many percentage, but most of the time, people get obese not because there is some unfortunate genetical problem that they are experiencing, but because of the choices that they take consistently over time. And the reason why this behavior was there in the first place was because of the identity that they have, who they are on the inside, right? So if you've ever done any form of transformational work, or if you ever study any form of coaching methodology, you know this to be true. Who we are determines what kind of behavior we create in our life, and whatever behavior that is created and sustained over time creates the mass majority of the outcome that we experience. And what produces said identity is the worldview that we have. How do we see life? How do we see the world? How do we see ourselves and relationship between ourselves and the world and everyone else? So the dynamics between these four things creates the outcome. So in other words, in order for us to produce any form of lasting change in other people, we need to change not only their behavior, but also their identity, and helping them change into the kind of person who is able to not only produce productive behaviors, but also be able to sustain such a behavior for a long time. The key to doing that is to help them change their worldview. Now, when I was studying NLP, we were introduced to the idea of the 5 master steps of change. There is a current present state, and there is a desired state. the present state, the current experience that they have of the world and their life. The desired state, which is basically where they want to go. In terms of your clients, there is this shift that they need to make from where they are right now to where they want to be, right? Now, in order for them to do that, their behaviors, their thoughts and their feelings must be conducive, must be congruent with the desired state that they want to be. The 5 master steps of change teaches how to do so. I am not asking you to learn NLP. I am just using this as an example to help you understand what is the relationship between helping someone change with marketing itself. This is how it works in the 5 master steps of change. Now, I know that there's a lot of things over here. I'm going to zoom in and explain to you one by one, but I'm not going to go in depth. I'm not going to go very detailed. I'm going to just basically have you have a top level overview so that you know what is the relationship between this and why tilling and sowing helps them come to you. Let's take a look at the first one. Whenever it comes to any change whatsoever, the practitioner have to uncover and appreciate the person's model of the world. And that involves building rapport, understanding their worldviews, understanding their value systems, their belief systems, understanding language, how they are phrasing, how exactly are they phrasing their problems, their wants, their needs, their belief systems. What they think of is something that works or does not work. How are they actually languaging it? And what are their current goals and strategies? What do they want? What is the strategy they are utilizing? And why doesn't it work? What do they think of why doesn't it work? There's a lot of questions over here. And it is only once we are able to uncover and appreciate the model of the world, when we have enough rapport with the prospect or the client, that we are then able to help them loosening the model of the world by helping them create an awareness of their choice. And we do that by using things like metamodeling, which means we're asking questions not only to understand their model of the world, but we are asking them curiosity question that is designed to help them take a look and examine, cast more light so that they are then able to make a choice whether or not they want to change their belief or hold on to that belief. And it's also a matter of using reframing techniques to actually help them see possibilities where there was none in the past. Once this has been done, then and only then will the pattern interventions start to come into play. And pattern interventions are basically your work. Whatever you are, if you are an expert, whatever your work is, whether you teach them on a strategic point of view or coach them behaviorally or coach them in terms of their mindset, this is where your work begins. And once this has been completed, then we move on to the 4th step, which is to clean up. We have opened up a can of worms. We have bring out all of the messiness into light. Now it is time to pack it back up and arrange things neatly. So ecology refers to cross-checking whether or not this new goal, this new behavior, would it be able to coexist with their other value systems? Would it be able to integrate with the rest of their belief systems, with the rest of their family? Is it harmful to them in any way or shape or form at all? And alignment. Are they actually congruent with this new behavior, this new action step, this new strategy? That is what it means to clean up. A side little note over here, this is where a lot of consultants kind of stop short because they would give them all kinds of strategies and do all kinds of work, but they didn't do any form of cleanup, which is the reason why clients relapse, right? Now, after cleanup is where the future pacing starts to begin, is where you are setting down the moving forward, the action steps. You are doing the offboarding. You are doing the grounding for all of the new future behaviors that is going to come. And also to set in the convincers, to find the conviction in the new decision, in the new way of life moving forward that is permanent, that never changes anymore, so that the client no longer relapse. This is the big picture overview. But the basic point and idea is the transition between the old model of the world to a new model of the world, an old model of doing to new model of doing, an old model of being to a new model of being. By doing so, an old model of having to a new model of having. So it is a transition from left to right. This may look very complicated, but it is actually pretty simple. And you may notice already that between the 5 master steps of change, tilling is uncovering and appreciating the model of the world. Sowing is the loosening of the model and giving them an invitation to make a choice using questions, using reframes. And from there, the process happens after they paid you. Now, normally, the 5 master steps of change happens after people pay. But what I've come to realize is that the 5 master steps of change can be applied to marketing as well. So how does this work? In the area of tilling, basically go online and ask powerful questions. In fact, I want to add, ask powerful, fun question to people in your comments, in your replies, in your posts, and after that, give insightful answers, because you don't just want to ask questions, you want to be able to give insights. After you're opening a can of worms, close it. When other people are asking questions on their posts, give your own insightful answers as well. When other people are asking for help, give insightful answers. Whenever people are asking you in your comments, give insightful answers. And you do this in posts, comments, and replies. So whatever social media you're in, whatever the platform you're in, whatever it is that you can see in your posts or in other people's posts, every comment, every reply, do these two things. Ask powerful questions and give insightful answers. The second part over here is sowing. And when you're sowing, you are actually creating contents, right? So tilling is you are engaging with people without any form of agenda. Sowing, you are now putting contents out there and exclusively creating contents only. You're creating thought-provoking contents. You're creating polarizing contents. You're creating belief-shifting contents, things that helps them to reconsider. So thought-provoking contents are contents which help them to see all things in a new way. Polarizing contents are contents which it's like you're either with me or not with me. Do you agree or do you not agree? Something that gets people to be highly opinionated, to share with you their whole ideas and their thought processes and their belief systems. Belief-shifting contents are contents which you put out telling people, look, I understand this is the way you're looking at it and I can appreciate your model of the world, and here is a new model of the world that you can consider. Invitational contents, inviting them to join your program, to take up your offer, inviting them to step into your community. And so when you are constantly balancing between the dynamic of these two, tilling and sowing, you're really connecting with the market, and at the same time you are welcoming, you are showing up as being a benevolent person that is fun to be around with, fun to engage with, and that encourages your audiences and your markets to actually ask you questions, ask you more questions. And when they feel that they really want your personal attention, they will reach out to you. They will actually ask you more questions via DM, and that will give you all the opportunities for conversations that leads to a sale. But no matter what you're doing, it is very important to be impactful. I learned this from one of my mentors. Means clarity plus brevity plus value. Clarity means you are very clear. No matter what you're doing online, whether you're tilling or whether you're sowing, be clear with your words. Be clear with your languaging. It does not matter what you say, it matters how it is being perceived. So if your message is not being perceived as clear, you are not having clarity. Brevity means to keep it short. You're not writing long posts. Okay, so from time to time, you're going to write long posts as well, but you want to share your message in the most briefest manner possible so that people are able to digest it, so that people are able to understand it. If it is too long or if it is waffling on and on and on forever, nobody is going to be able to have the patience to actually read through the entire thing. Keep it as short as possible while retaining the clarity, while still at the same time retaining the full value of your post, which is the third one, value, which means that the post or the content is actually valuable to people. Your replies are actually valuable for people. You're not being an asshole. You're not being someone who is constantly imposing your ideas and your belief systems on other people. You are being pleasant. You are being valuable in the community, in among your audience. And when you're able to have the combination of all three, clarity, brevity, and value, you are someone who is impactful. Your message has impact and it feels impactful. Whatever it is that you do, be interested. Number one, be interested in people. Don't just go and use social media because you want something out of it, right? Use social media because you are genuinely interested in connecting with people, connecting with your market, and you are seeing them as the unique human individuals that they are. Do not see them as a number. The second thing, be conscious. Be conscious about yourself, because when you are interacting on a public space and an online space, whether you realize it or not, people are watching. And if you want people to ask questions with you, if you want people to approach you, sending you inquiries, asking you, how can I work with you? You want to be someone who is interesting to be with. And the way to be that is to be conscious about how you're behaving, how you're acting, how you're speaking. If you're not conscious and if you are impulsive or compulsive, you're gonna get into that whole rabbit hole, or that whole, from time to time, get engaged in unnecessary conversations, unnecessary arguments or debates with people who are just literally being a drain of your time and being an energy vampire. So don't do that. Be conscious. And finally, be impactful. These are the three keys that enables you to be fun, to have fun, and able to have and get clients from the online space and fill up your offers at the same time. If you do this well, you will have a never-ending stream of inquiries coming your way. Having said that, of course, I can't cover everything in this one short little video. So keep on lookout for my trainings on creating contents, and I'll be posting it up on my YouTube channel. And I just know that you're gonna get a lot of value from it. That's all for now. Bye.